Well, let me tell you, this is somebody wrote me last week that there's a Perush in Pirkei Avos that brings down a Gemara, a Yerushalmi. Now, this is really a startler. I wish we had, maybe we do, maybe I can ask them in the office to do this one page. You know, if you'll take we wait a minute, one page, I'll ask them, I want you all to see it inside, not to read it to you. All kinds of criticism, and she got the criticism.
Rabbi Sprecher used to say, be careful what you ask to God, you might get it.
So that's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one thing. So remember, from this Gemara we have to learn also that, first of all, daven with a minyan, whenever possible, or at the same time at their davening, and have in mind to be included in their davening. That's number one. That was who? This is the opinion of Rabbi Levi. Let's look at the Gemara further. Look at the Gemara further. Rabbi Chia b'shem Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Shimon b'chalafta b'shem Rabbi Meir, v'hoya ki hibazel ispalel, mikan shekol hamarba litpalel nene. You see that?
Yeah.
These other rabbis disagree with Rabbi Levi. These other rabbis argue with him, and they do not like his conclusion. They say, even if you're davening by yourself, keep davening, keep davening, keep davening. But Rabbi Levi said, look what happened to Chana. So they say, because one time in history this happened, therefore, all of the Jews for all the thousands of years shouldn't daven because they want to ask something from Kadosh Baruch Hu. They shouldn't daven because it happened one time, one case.
Crazy, right?
We can't make a klal for the entire Klal Yisrael because of one case that happened. Therefore, they argue with him. And therefore, they say, no, you don't get what you want, ask again, ask again, ask again. Now, what do? We can't just, all right, so the psak is we know that we have one person against a rabbim, yochid v'rabbim, halacha ki rabbim. So the other rabbanim disagree with him and say, you can daven as much as you want, ask for whatever you want, Hashem is your father, he's listening, don't be afraid of him. What do you do about Rabbi Levi's concern?
Mm-hmm.
You might say something wrong. You might say something that, even though you didn't mean it, you might use a language which can be used against you. You didn't mean it, but it could happen. There's a very simple trick to remedy that. What is that? After you finish davening, or even before, you say, Yihiyu l'ratzon imrei fi, hegyon libi l'fanech adonai tzuri v'goali. You say that pasuk that takes care of all the criticisms. Why? Because what are you saying? You're saying, Yihiyu l'ratzon, it should be your goodwill, Hashem, imrei fi, what I say, the hegyon libi, and what I'm thinking. If my words are not perfectly enunciated, I don't say the right words, but my thoughts, are for the good. And you are my rak, tzuri, v'goali, and you are my redeemer. I'm leaving it to you to arrange it, that everything should be considered positive. Should be no negative effects from what I said. If you say that, you the ratzon, and if you add the pasuk v'hinoam beforehand, then you're safe. You have now protected yourself from all negative effects. That's one thing we could say, and therefore not to be worried about what happened to Chana, because we have all of these ways to prevent it. That's number one. Number two, we have what Gabriel said. She was asking for something personal. But if you take the words that Anshe Knesset HaGadol, our great rabbis, Tanoim and Nevi'im, they formulated for us. And we're asking for anything in the Shemona Esrei. And you take one of those brachos and you perseverate on it, and you go over it again, over and over and over and over again. let's say, Refu'einu. Somebody's sick in the family. Somebody's sick. Or you yourself are sick and you want to have a refuah shlema. And you say the words that Chazal formulated for us. This is what the Ashnik and the Gedolah said. These are the words to say for a refuah shlema. And you can't go wrong. In the time of Chana, people didn't have Anshe Knesset Gedolah. They didn't have a standardized way of davening. Everybody made up their own tefillah. Everyone made up their own tefillah. They knew Lashon HaKodesh well enough to make up their own tefillah. They were their own composers. We don't do it anymore. We use Anshe Knesset Gedolah. Whatever they formulate for us, that's what we use, and for that we have no worries. So in the Lashon of Refu'einu, you can ask as many, as someone's not well, till they get well. Keep praying and praying and praying and praying. Put in their name. Put in their name. Refu'einu, over and over and over again without problems. Yeah.
If she would have said, you are that son. No, just a second.
Yeah.
Just a second. If she would have said that, the oilum, they would exist anyhow.
No, but she said the Hegel Nibi, not only in Mayfield.
But she had in mind also on...
Yeah, but she didn't have in mind he should die at 52. She didn't have in mind he should die at 52. She wanted him to live for long, about the mother. She wanted him to die at 52. One mother wants a child to die at 52. A tzaddik like that, a tzaddik is chana, and a tzaddik. She didn't want to.
Where from should she had known that praying for that, she would ask him to die at 52?
She didn't have that in mind at all.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, I'm saying, since we have the cloud, the person davens by themselves, they're open to kitrug, they'll find, for this tzaddikim, they'll find something wrong, and to me it's very, very painful to hear such a thing. Here she's davening for a child, she's dedicating him to Hashem, and she herself causes it. I don't know what to say.
By the way, how can one make a neder for somebody else? This is another problem.
Okay, that's not something else. She'll tell them to do it, he would do it. Right.
You know, since we're on Hana, I think about what you've taught us in the past about moving our lips while we're praying. Here's someone that was moving her lips.
Well, she said words. I mean, there's no question about that.
And also was rebuked at the same time.
Yes, it was. They found a loophole in her. It was according to the rules that we know. Had she been davening with a tzibor together, she wouldn't have been criticized. It would have been taken with everybody's together. It would be all one lump sum. But since she was davening by herself, this is the tools that we have to analyze it. So we know that a person davens by themselves, they're more prone to criticism. If they're davening for personal things, like Gabriel said, she's davening something personal. If you're davening for Klal Yisrael, you're davening with the lashon that Chazal gave us, then you're safe also.
If you ask her, shida for your son or daughter,
that's also personal.
It's personal?
Of course. That's like she also has for a child. Personal.
I think about the formulation, how you ask for a child, when you ask, I won't have a child, Hashem, but maybe you can add something to say, give us for Klal Israel a good child to be a big Rav, or a good Rav, or a leader, whatever. It's not for me, it's for Klal Israel.
It could be.
Maybe that is...
you're saying maybe, you're right, it's maybe. I
don't know.
It's hard to know.
But make the prayer for Klal
right,
Israel.
it's always better. That's for sure. That's always for sure. If you want to be safer, it's always better for me to spell for the Klal. If you want to go one step higher from the Baal Shem Tov that we learned, that the highest level of davening, there were 3 levels he gave us. The first level is when you're davening for your personal requests, whatever they are. And we're not talking about you're looking for all kinds of exorbitant things. You're asking for basic things, but for yourself. Whether it's parnasa, whether it's refuah, whether it's shidduchim, whatever it is, things that you want in life, whatever. That's also acceptable. You have a father in Hashem, he listens to his son. Your child comes to the father. He has a problem, he goes to his father, goes to his mother. Nothing wrong with going to your father to help you out. Nothing wrong. There's a higher level. As you just said, you want it not for yourself, but you also want it for Klal Yisrael. And you want it also for Tikkun Olam. You want it for Tikkun Olam. For the Shekhinah. The third level is that you don't ask for yourself anything. You only want Tikkun Olam, the Shekhinah. What Hashem gives you, He gave you. If He wants to give you, He'll give you. He doesn't want to give you, He won't give you. And you are happy with whatever Hashem deals with. You're happy with whatever Hashem deals you, you're happy with that too. And that's the way we have to live. How do I know that? How do I know that? Listen to this. It's very important. Very important. People have lots of tzaras in life. There's no one today in this world who could say, my life is no problems, everything works hunky-dory, everything works great, everything is flowing the way it should go. There's nobody who has no problem. Everybody has some kind of a problem. Everyone. In one area or another area. How are you supposed to feel about that? So we have a mitzvah in the Torah, which we say every single day. There's a mitzvah which is, there are 6 mitzvahs which are in operation 24/7. All other mitzvahs in the Torah have their special times, and special opportunities, and special occasions. But there are 6 mitzvahs, which we call tzmidios, which they are in operation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And one of them is Ahavas Hashem, to love Hashem. That's 24/7. Just think about it. Anytime you're walking in the street, you're not doing anything. You're thinking, I want to love Hashem. I want to feel the love for Hashem. I'm expressing my love for Hashem. And you say to yourself, I love you, Hashem. You're so good to me. So good to me. But look at all the things that are happening in my life. I have problems with shalom bayis. I have problems with my children. I have problems with work. I have so many problems. This is what Hashem. What do you say every single day in Kriya Shema? V'yahavta es Hashem b'mikecha b'chol levavcha, right? With your heart, all of your heart, b'chol nafshecha. Even if you have to give your soul for Hashem, you have to sacrifice your life for Hashem. You still have to love Him and do it. And the last one, b'chol ma'odecha. B'chol ma'odecha has 2 meanings. One means b'chol mamoncha, that you're willing to give all of your money, your entire estate, everything you own for Hashem. That's one pshat. And the other pshat is b'chol ma'odecha, b'chol mida u'mida shemoididin loch. No matter what He deals you in life, no matter what He deals you, no matter what you're undergoing in life, you know that Hashem loves you, and He's only doing what's absolutely best for you at this point in time, and therefore you still have to love Him. So, what is there more to say? What is there more to say than that? No matter what happens to you, you have to realize you're small-minded, you don't know what's going on, you don't remember who you are in previous lives. Your neshama is an ongoing entity. It has a lot to accomplish in this world. You have to undergo a lot of difficulties in the world. That's the way it is. That's what will give your neshama its proper tikkun. So how can you not love Hashem? He doesn't do anything to hurt you. He only does what's absolutely best for you. Even the difficulties in life, whether it's difficulties in health, whether it's difficulties in social life, the difficulties in parnasa, whatever it is difficulty, don't think Hashem is angry at you. Don't interpret it that way. Yep. Hashem loves every single Jew. We're all His children. And sometimes a father has to give a patch to a child. Doesn't the father have to give a patch to a child sometimes? And he doesn't love him? Doesn't love him? If he gives him a patch, if he's upset with him, doesn't love him, sure he loves him. But sometimes the child needs a punch. He needs it.
We all do.
Yeah. So we're not going to love Hashem because we have difficulties? To love him all the time.
If Hashem is using someone, we have to use him, love him also.
Excuse me?
If Hashem's using someone to bring all this into your life,
You shouldn't have
anything towards that person.
no animosity to him. No animosity to him at all. He's only a shliach. If it's not going to be him, it'll be somebody else.
What about the other 5 mitzvah? They are 24 hours.
Yeah, another 5. But
No.
yeah, one of them is Abbas Hashem. I said Abbas Hashem, the Yiras Hashem. Yiras Hashem also is 24/7. And Emunah that there is Hashem, Emunah, there's only one God. I have to think about the other ones.
Okay, next time.
Rabbi, what's this also the significance in 52? Many great rabbis passed away to 52.
Many?
Shlomo.
Yeah.
Many rabbis. What was there something else with 52?
Yeah, it could be. I have to think about
What
that.
about the 500 prayers of Moshe that Hashem became like,
515.
he told him, die, you must speak. No, not anymore.
From there you learn, Dafka you learn as a raya that the more you daven, the better it is. How did he daven? He said 515 prayers to go into Eretz Yisrael. Hashem said stop. Because had he done one more, that would have done it. He would have had the...
For sure it was not personal. He wanted to be the leader and to bring
Would have been
Klal Israel.
harmful to Klal Israel. They
Well-
probably made idol elders.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right, we'll stop over here today, Rabbi.
Good, very good, Rabbi. Very nice.